I'd like to request a motion and a second to call to order the July 10, 2014 meeting of the Sunny May Mortgage Insurance Committee. The motion and second recorded will be used for all action items before the committee unless specific items call for a different vote or unless any committee member wishes to record his or her vote differently. Do I have a motion and a second? Second. The minutes of the meeting of the Mortgage Insurance Committee held on June 12, 2014 shall be deemed approved, absent corrections from the directors.
We'll now move to the program action items. Item number 2 is a resolution recommending the approval of 100% mortgage insurance on a $8.295 million HFA permanent first mortgage loan for Brighton Towers, 821 East Brighton Avenue in Syracuse, Onondaga County. Mike?
This comprises the moderate rehab of 595 low-income senior units in Syracuse. The loan is comprised of a $6,250,000 loan, which is supported by the cash flow from the project, and an additional $2,080,000 loan, which is secured by an interest reduction payment from HUD. There is a HUD project-based Section 8 vouchers for all of the tenants earning less than 80% of the area median income. In addition to the insured first mortgage, there's a $5,200,000 HFA second mortgage. There's the assumption of an existing $2,080,000 Section 236 mortgage loan and $10.7 million in low-income housing tax credits. The loan amount is only $14,000 a unit, which equals 22% of the project's total development cost of $63,000 per unit. So this is a very efficient project. And the project would break even with a pro forma 5% increase in operating expenses or a 10% vacancy rate. This is the third loan that HFA has done with the developing entity, Syracuse Management, Inc. And the project will be managed by a sister agency of Syracuse Management, Inc.
Questions, thoughts? Oh, Elaine, I didn't realize you were here. Welcome. That's okay. Love to have you. Good to see you. Anybody, questions, thoughts, comments? Looks good to me. So.
Okay. The resolution before the committee is recommending approval of mortgage insurance and a commitment for the provision thereof for Brighton Towers Apartments, 821 East Brighton Avenue, Syracuse, Onondaga County. Assuming the first and second previously entered, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And the motion is carried.
Next item, item number 3, is the resolution approving 100% mortgage insurance on a $4.15 million HFA permanent first mortgage loan for 188 Warburton Avenue in Yonkers in Westchester County. Mike?
This comprises construction of 51 low-income units. And of the 51 units, there will be Section 8 vouchers for 13 of the units. It's a very highly subsidized project. In addition to the insured first, there's a $1.2 million HFA second mortgage, $2 million DHCR Homes for Working Family loan, $1.7 million Neighborhood Stabilization Program grant, $750,000 from the Housing Authority of Yonkers, and $550,000 from the City of Yonkers. This is the second HFA loan that we will insure. It's a multi-phase project that is intended to replace an existing Yonkers Housing Authority project. The development entity, the Community Builders, is an experienced developer of affordable housing, and this will be the second loan that we will insure for an entity controlled by Community Builders. The loan amount is $81,000 per unit, which equals 16% of the project's total development cost of $515,000 per unit. But there's $4 million or $80,000 per unit in DEC brownfields cleanup credits. And if you net out the $80,000 per unit in cleanup credits, the cost per unit is only $435,000 per unit. The project would break even with a pro forma 10% vacancy and collection loss, or a 10% increase in operating expenses.
looks like the per unit cost is high, but there's plenty of subsidy and a good project.
Yes.
I assume we'll see them again if this is the first phase.
Yes.
This is the first phase of this particular grouping, but we've done a tremendous job in redeveloping Yonkers. I was just out there for another groundbreaking 2 weeks ago, and the mayor mentioned how thankful he is. It's not only just about building housing in Yonkers, but we're really seeing the community development. And hopefully at the offsite, I'll be able to grab a map that'll give you a look at all the things that we've done, because it's hard to keep up with it, because we only do the projects one at a time. But I think Yonkers really tells a great story in regard to seeing how we've transformed this particular corner of Yonkers.
Thoughts, comments? Hearing none?
The resolution before the committee is for approval of mortgage insurance and a commitment for the provision thereof for 188 Warburton Avenue, Yonkers, Westchester County. Assuming the first and second previously entered, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And the motion is carried.
Next item, item number 4, is a resolution recommending approval of 100% mortgage insurance on a $7.25 million CPC permanent first mortgage loan for 5 Anderson Street in New Rochelle and Westchester. Mike?
Yes, this comprises, it's moderate rehab of an existing structure to create 38 workforce housing units, 9,500 square feet of commercial space. There are no income restrictions. However, the units are affordable between 61 and 94% of the AMI.
What does that mean? I mean, I know,
Oh,
I
well,
know
it's
what it
the-
means, but
the-
when you say no income
There are,
restrictions.
He explained that to me yesterday, and I still,
Okay.
would be nice to hear the answer, because I still don't.
Right,
completely get it
there
either.
is no regulatory agreement. There's no pilot
Gotcha,
agreement.
gotcha.
The units, the projected rents are affordable based on the AMI, but there is no regulatory agreement.
So tenants who are here will apply, and how, what happens? They just,
I mean, these are rents set by the
by the
developer.
developer.
They are appreciably less than market rents in new luxury construction in New Rochelle. This project is just down the block from New Rock City, the Capelli development in the central business district.
When you say they're affordable in that range of 61 to 85, that's the sweet spot for affordability. Either end of that's not,
Yes.
obviously this is not going to happen there. It doesn't work.
Right, yeah. But the loan amount is $191,000 per unit, which equals 70% of the project total development cost of $272,000. There's $3 million in developer equity in the project. There's no subsidy. The project would break even with a 20% pro forma vacancy rate in the residential units, or a 38% increase in operating expenses, and it would break even with virtually all of the commercial space vacant. The developers are new to us, but are experienced Westchester-based developers. I mean, it's workforce housing, but it is unsubsidized and unregulated.
Like
It's
just-
nice to think that it's gonna be integrated.
How did
I
they
feel
find?
like nobody's had any control over the whole thing, there were no subsidies and nothing.
Right.
It'd be a good thing to go back and look at.
Mike, how did they find their way to us?
Through CPC.
Thoughts, comments?
The resolution before the committee is recommending approval of mortgage insurance and a commitment for the provision thereof for 5 Anderson Street, New Rochelle, Westchester County. Assuming the first and second previously entered, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And the motion is carried.
Next item, item number 5, is a resolution approving 100% mortgage insurance on a $4.954 million CPC permanent first mortgage loan for homesteads on Ampersand, 292 Ruger Street, Plattsburgh, and Clinton County. Mike?
This project comprises development of 64 all-income units, pardon me, of which 25 will be supportive housing units, and 38 will be regular low-income housing tax credit units. There'll be a Section 8 HAP contract covering 8 of the units. All of the debt service on the entire project will be paid by OMH through a contract with the social service provider. The project is being developed by Kenneth and Lawrence Regan, and this will be the 12th HFA or CPC loan that Sunny Mae has insured for the Regan brothers. But our total outstanding to them, inclusive of this loan, is only $21 million. And OMH will pay all of the debt service and will pay rent subsidies, will pay the difference on the supportive housing units between SSI rents and 30% tax credit rents.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the developers. They're good. We've done a lot of
Yeah,
work
we've
with
done a lot
them.
of
and
business.
OMH pays 100% on debt service. Comments, Marjorie? Thoughts? Yeah. Good.
The resolution before the committee is approving mortgage insurance and a commitment for the provision thereof for homesteads on ampersand 292 Ruger Street, Plattsburgh, Clinton County. Assuming the first and second previously entered, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion is carried.
Our last resolution is item number 6, approving 100% mortgage insurance on a $2.7 million CPC permanent mortgage loan for the BVAir building, 42 and 48 South Washington Street in Rochester and Monroe County. Mr. Friedman.
This loan comprises the historic readaptation of an old school into 15 loft-style units and 5,000 square feet of commercial space. There are no income restrictions. However, the units are affordable between 87 and 126% of the AMI, adjusted for family size. In addition to the insured first mortgage, there's $750,000 in historic tax credits, and there is a 30-year pilot from the Monroe County IDA evidencing municipal support for the project. The development entity is controlled by 2 Syracuse-based developers, Doug Sutherland and Ted Kinder, and this will be the 3rd loan that Sunny Mae has insured for these developers. The loan amount is $180,000 per unit, which equals 69% of the project's total development cost of $260,000 per unit. In addition to the tax credits, there's $455,000 of equity. The project would break even with a 70% increase in pro forma operating expenses or a 27% residential vacancy rate. And the project would also break even with virtually all of the commercial space vacant.
So again, no income restrictions, 87 to 100 with 120. Yeah.
Just jumped off the page, I mean, maybe goes to Marion, but I just noticed that the 3-bedroom dimensions are smaller than the 2-bedroom dimensions. Is that correct?
On this project.
I guess it's all about the layout. Just want to make sure.
The Yonkers project?
1268, this one in Rochester.
Rochester, yes, I'm sorry.
This
Yep.
last one.
This one,
Some of that higher, really for that 114 slightly larger. Right by that 40 square feet, slightly.
layout,
I suppose.
yeah.
I don't, I'm not familiar.
I'm just curious.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
that's interesting. I assume it has to do with the layout. Especially in the top trees where you're not starting from scratch.
Sure. Got it.
I have no other thoughts. Everybody?
The resolution before the committee is approving mortgage insurance and a commitment therefore for the Bevier Building, 42 and 48 South Washington Street, Rochester, Monroe County. Assuming the first and second previously entered, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And the motion is carried.
Last piece is just the information item. There are monthly surtax. I don't know, it's hard to get a trend after 2 months, but at
is.
least it's up over last year and strong numbers. Any thoughts?
Yeah.
Or-
No, it seems to be coming in pretty consistently around 12 million a month.
Right, right. That's good. Okay. There is no further business unless we have any other thoughts or comments. We'll make a motion to adjourn.
Assuming the first and second previously entered, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion is carried and the meeting is adjourned.
Great, thank you.